All right, another quick video. Got some progress done on this one. The wrecked Highline RT conversion. I think I already made a video on it. I don't know if I posted it yet. I haven't been posting in quite a long time. I got videos saved up on my phone. Just didn't really edit them or anything, so. Okay, so in the back you got RT seats. This was a 98 Highline, if you didn't know. Just a basic Highline. There was nothing fancy, nothing special about it. The only special thing, which was not a good special thing, was the fact that it was wrecked. Got the RT seats in the back, RT seats in the front. I fixed this one with the junkyard seat. Still really worn looking, but I put, you know, the new padding from an old junkyard passenger seat in these junkyard seats to make the set nice and clean. It's got a little wear, but I mean, I like it. So that's why I bought it. It's unfortunately an automatic. Conversion's probably not going to happen just because it's a daily. And it's kind of nice to have an automatic. I started to admit that it's a pretty good luxury. I know it's a little 3-speed and it's not super peppy, but, you know, it's nice. Then I got my Sony aftermarket radio because I like it with some Pioneer speakers in the back. Some Pioneer door speakers. In the dashboard, I have just some OEM Chrysler tweeters because they're just tweeters. They're from a junkyard because this car was too basic. Didn't come with them. And then we get in the car. Look at the cluster. Yeah, it's a tack cluster. That's from a junkyard because this car didn't come with a tack. This car did not come with fog lights. Well, it doesn't have any right now, but I have the plugs for it. Or I have the buttons. Everything's hooked up for it. And they work. I tested them already. But I don't have fog lights to put in this car. So, got to get that. Besides that, we have the luxury of cruise control. The AC's ice cold. It's a pretty clean little car. Change out the door pads. It's got manual windows, manual locks, and manual mirrors. So there you go. It's a pretty obvious sign that this is not a RT. And we're rolling on some 15-inch wheels off of a 1990 Dodge Daytona. I paid $100 for the set of wheels with these nice Firestone Infinity tires. They're 205 60s. Pretty nice. Got some OEM style replacement headlights with gaskets kind of bulging out. And then we got these lovely yellowed turn signal lights. And those are a lot of little touch-ups and stuff, and it looks really bad. It's, believe it or not, most of this is just dirt. This car hasn't been washed in a long time. And then, of course, we got the neighboring car, nice minty espresso. This one, though, it's got some more serious damage I'd like to show. So here's the green one. Look at that. It's like this on both sides. Perfect, you know. The gap. Oh, this one. No, it's not like the bumper's pushed back. No, it's not. The gap's bigger back here. You might not be able to see it on camera. In person, it's really obvious that the wheel has been shoved forward. This gap is way bigger, and the wheel has been shoved forward. I can actually show you a comparison. I can fit almost 4 fingers. See? And let me just take it over here. And you can't even get that 4th one in. Okay, I just literally proved myself wrong. So what the hell's happening here? I mean, oh, well, duh. I was like, the gap was much bigger. I remember testing it. I'm like, the gap was huge over there. Yeah, it's because I had 14-inch wheels. These are 15s with 205 60s, and these are just 14s with 185 65s on it. So, yeah. But no, I did test it with it. This is way closer. And this one is way bigger. I put these wheels on, that's what made it super noticeable, because, I mean, look at that. You know, if the wheel's up a little bit, you're not going to notice that much. When you put these massive wheels on, then yeah. And you're like, oh, this is close too. Well, not as close as the passenger side. It's closer back here. Again, in person, it's way more obvious. But yeah, the subframe is damaged. And even beyond that, it actually bent, like the part where it mounts to the vehicle. That part is bent on the car itself. This car was in a very bad accident 8 years ago. I don't know if I got that on camera or not. Yeah. I don't think I can get under the car, but you can see. I don't think I can get under there. It's all twisted under there. The engine is a leaker. I mean, a leaker. This thing leaks. Like, this thing is just constantly dripping oil. The motor, I believe it was ran low in oil at some point. It's a little more ticky than it should be. When it warms up, it goes away, kind of like lifter clatter. So thankfully, it's nothing super major sounding. But I think it was ran low in oil because the green car doesn't do any of that stuff. And these cars are not too different on mileage. This one's got 114,000. This one's got 95,000. So I know they're different, but you know, yeah, this one shouldn't be ticking as much as it does. Also, every now and then, this one struggles to start up. I think it's the fuel pressure regulator, though, going out. I'm only going to put a little bit more money in this car, and it's just going to be driven as is. I put a steering wheel cover on it. Why would you do that? Well, do I want one? No, I don't want one. Then why the hell do you have one on here? Because, like, I'm just having a full-on conversation with myself. But anyway, just because this is the shit I've heard. So, this wheel cover's on here to protect the super, super fragile foam wheel. And then I put painted door handles on. I still got to put the RT tag on the driver door. I put the trunk lid on because I wanted the wing. I know it's kind of cringy. It's not fast, nothing. These are both really pretty cars, but the green car's in way better condition. And the green car's got that cool two-tone interior. I mean, this thing is minty fresh. It's got a 5-speed. I have an aftermarket radio. I put that in there. Same with this one. But this one was not damaged on the front. I just wanted the dual overhead cam hood and fog light bumper. I mean, this one's nice and minty. It's got everything, fog lights. Nothing's broken. I mean, this thing is clean. The only thing that has issues is the sunroof. And then we got a little bit of clear coat flake, which the white car has none of that. Man, I wish I could just trade the condition of this paint for this. Because it's honestly really depressing, considering that this car was garage kept its entire life. I mean, look at this. They're not even flaking yet. The ones on the green car have been painted. I'm sure the paint's not terrible on it, but dang, I mean, seriously, what I wouldn't do to get this beautiful, I mean, glorious looking paint. Look at this. There's not a spot of flakiness on this car. I mean, it is, I mean, look at the freaking seal around the windshield. It's nice and fresh. That's what I wish, because I'm like, I wish this one was garage kept, because I'm like, this is the nicest neon. I'm like, I would be putting a tarp over this baby. I mean, it's a 5-speed, and it's got the cool seats, and it's got the cool interior. I mean, I would love the hell out of this car. And I do, but damn, it just hurts that this car was outside and got the paint nice and baked on the rear bumper. And this one in its major accident, because otherwise, if the body was nice and straight on this one, I would gladly just do a 5-speed swap and just keep this one as the pristine one. I would definitely work on the paint more to make it nice and pretty on the hood that I got from the junkyard, as well as the bumper, because everything else on this car is nice and mint. I mean, even the original stuff. The doors over here that I put on the other side, because this car was, when it was damaged on the bottom there, you're like, oh, it didn't hit the door. Well, it did. These are just junkyard doors. These are actually off that RT. And I pulled the lettering off the other door, so I said I just got to glue it on my original door over there. But yeah, I got the RT doors, even this rear one here. The other side, I just put the handles on because I like the white painted handles. So yeah, and you can kind of see we had some spray paint and goes some dirt. Now, I sprayed over a lot of this crap because it looked awful. I mean, it had a whole bunch of black scuffing here. So it looks better with this Rust-Oleum paint or whatever it was than a nice big black scuffing all over the bumper. And these are just junkyard floor mats. It didn't have the originals in it when I got it, which I'm sure they wouldn't have said neon. They would have just been generic-y black mats, but they weren't in here. It just had these cheapo, like super cheap rubber mats, which were all busted and chunks of it were falling off. So I just ripped them out, threw them away. And I threw in a different set temporarily, and they were minty fresh mats. Then I got these junkyard neon mats. I dug them out and I cleaned them. They're not very pretty at all. I mean, they're falling apart, but that's the point, because this is a daily driver, so I can enjoy it. Even though it doesn't look good, it's still kind of cool to see it. So yeah, I mean, that's what we got. This is it. No sunroof, which is another sad thing. The other car's got the sunroof and, you know, the lovely tiny little dots of cancer on the roof of the green car. Got some cancer, which, as you know, for a car, it's just rust. But it's got some lovely bubble spots over there. It's not awful, but it's obviously not good. And I don't know how to stop it. I probably have to rip the headliner out. I've never done that. I'm pretty sure I would accidentally tear it or cut the headliner or stain it with my fingers. So I didn't take the risk yet. This car need to get it washed and do a fresh ceramic coat, because I know it's my daily, but I still want to take care of it even though it's not in the best of condition. I still want to treat this car right. So I want to coat it up and everything with some clear coat, or not clear coat, but a protectant. I'm going to put it all with the seals and everything too, to try to keep everything fresh. And that's a goal. No guarantee. I'll try, but you know, let's see how that goes. Anyway, that's my quick little video. Not quick. I mean, now it's probably like 2 o'clock and I got to go to work in about an hour. Got to get ready for work in about an hour. And I need to hurry up because the back of this car looks pretty close on the alignment, but it's not right. It's a little too far in. So I need to adjust the struts just a little bit. And then I think we're good. This side almost looks perfect, but when you go around the back, that's the problem. It looks so good. And then next thing you know, you're on the back. And you look under it and you can see like the tire is almost tilting that way. It is. But it looks like it's standing perfectly up. You can see this one, you can kind of see that lean on it. And we got this car, the green one. And you can see it's tilting a little bit, unlike the other side, and yet the tire wear is perfect. I mean, I've been driving on these tires for, what, 7,000 miles? I mean, they just roll on the back, but I mean, it'll still wear uneven if you're not, you know, set right. So these need to be fixed. The green car is perfect, though. Anyway, I should probably move my car before my brother gets home and, yeah, wants to pull in the spot and I'm blocking the spot. Anyway, I hope this was a... Oh, hold up. I have the keys for this car. So some people were asking about that too, because they were like, why wouldn't you just save this one? Because my friends were asking that. They're not neon geeks, but they know about my cars and everything. And they noticed how nice the paint was. A couple of my friends did, and they're like, well, why the hell wouldn't you keep this one over it? You know, why wouldn't you want to try to preserve this one? Because they're like, look how nice the paint is. You said it was owned by an elderly couple. And, you know, it's just really, really clean. And especially now that you got the doors on, they saw I did that. And like, well, it's got more damage than that. The rocker's pretty bad. I mean, the whole body gap is just wrong in this car. This side's perfect. I mean, it almost wasn't perfect on Tuesday. This car almost got totaled by an idiot in a FedEx van that pulled out in front of me. I was going 40 down the hill, and then the guy pulled out right in front of me. I slammed the brakes. I know he was right in front. There was not even I didn't have any time to press the horn. It was either me pressing the horn like an idiot and then slamming into him, or me turning the wheel. So I chose to turn the wheel and try to sweep away from this dude and not wipe out my car and then get insurance involved. And considering I'm 17, get my insurance super high, skyrocketed, and probably get blamed for the accident, even though it was not my fault. But somehow, I mean, it was raining too. Keep that in mind on bald tires. These are not the tires that were on it. I did not have these beautiful, meaty Firestones on it. I had trashy mismatch. I had a Douglas up here. Back here, this one was another Douglas, but it was completely bald. The other one had a little tread up there, and it leaked a little air. This one was a headway tire, and this one was a super badly worn on one side Maxxis tire. And that tire was from a different car, so it's not like this one had an alignment problem. Nor does that one have an issue with alignment. It's just this one that had the tire put on it since it needed a tire over there. The other one was about to explode. It was a Goodyear, and it was about ready to explode. And I mean explode. It was ready to blow up. Actually, take that back. That one Douglas tire came off because it was leaking. This one was leaking too, the Douglas that was up here. And yeah, they were on 14s. These are not the wheels. These are the wheels I paid $100 for with the tires on it from a little family-owned salvage yard with 4 matching Firestone tires. They were in really good shape. This is the biggest tire you can fit, 2 560s. With no coilovers. I mean, they are close, man. Some people would say this is way too close. This is unsafe. I beg to differ. I mean, it's not touching. You might think it is. It's not. It's not touching. It's close, but it's not touching. Gotta live life on the edge. But no, anyway. This was a Douglas, leaked air, with a little bit of tread on it, super rotten. This was a 2008 Goodyear, super rotten, and had a bulge in the side of the tire. This one was the headway tire, which is nice and bald. No rod, nothing like that, but it was just bald. And then this one was that super weirdly worn Maxxis tire. So yeah, and that's what I almost wiped out my car in. So as soon as I got home, I mean, that was like my first thing, just throw new tires on it. That scared the hell out of me, man. And I was pissed off too, though. I flipped the dude off in the van, and I was taking off after that. And the dude behind me started skidding out too, and I slammed my brakes. And I kept looking around. I mean, it all happened so fast, but it felt really, really slow. I mean, it was, you know, less than 10 seconds. But it felt so slow because, you know, yeah. And the car came around and was gonna, like, I guess, not swing around me, but I just, like, if he doesn't stop, he's probably gonna try to swing around me real quick. And he didn't. It was a dude in the RAV4. The dude in the RAV4 was really mad looking, and he wasn't at me. Like, he was pissed off and staring at the dude in the FedEx van as he drove by. So, anyway, I didn't get hit. And I know not to take that little road anymore. It's a little road that leads down to some trailers, and if you go past that, it's a big business. It's a pretty popular one in this area. It's an industrial business workplace. And then down past that, you got a neighborhood. It's a pretty big neighborhood. I mean, really, really big, and it's about mid-class. And then once you get to the back part of the neighborhood, it's got these huge apartment buildings. And then, of course, when you go up that road, then you got the high school and all that other stuff, which is kind of luxury when you live back that way. There are a couple different neighborhoods back there. The biggest one, though, is where my grandma used to live. She moved out. Anyway, though, yeah. This is what we got. 20-minute video on a Dodge Neon, and I'm sure I wasted more and more time. Well, clearly I did, but, you know, I need to hurry up and fix that before I go to work so I don't have to worry about it later. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.